Some people are more afraid of resting than working, not because they love work, because rest makes them feel exposed. The moment they stop, guilt enters the room. It whispers that they are wasting time. It says someone else is getting ahead. It says they should be doing more. And the strange part is, nothing is actually wrong. The laptop is closed. The room is quiet. The body is tired. But the mind still feels accused. Rest does not feel peaceful. It feels like being caught. And that is the first clue. Because healthy rest should not feel like a crime. You may lie down and immediately think of unfinished messages. You may sit in silence and remember everything you avoided. You may take one free evening and turn it into a trial. The judge is invisible, but the sentence is always the same. You are behind. You are lazy. You are losing your edge. You are becoming the person you promised not to become. So you reach for your phone. You open a task list. You answer one more message. You start cleaning something that was never urgent. Not because it matters, because motion feels safer than stillness. But why would stillness feel dangerous? Why would doing nothing feel like failure? For many people, rest is not empty time. Rest is where the pressure catches up. It is where comparison gets louder. It is where ambition loses its disguise. It is where the fear finally says its real name. What if I am not doing enough? What if I waste my potential? What if everyone passes me? What if I disappoint the people who believed in me? The body asks for recovery. The mind hears danger. And that mismatch becomes guilt. At first, it can look like discipline. It can sound responsible. It can even feel noble. But guilt is not the same as purpose. Pressure is not the same as direction. And fear is not the same as ambition. Some people learned this very early. They learned that praise came after performance. Attention came after achievement. Safety came after being useful. Love felt closer when they were impressive. So the nervous system made a quiet rule. Do more, and you are safe. Slow down, and you are at risk. Years later, that rule still runs in the background. Even on a Sunday, even after a long week, even when no one is asking for anything. Stillness activates the old alarm. And the alarm does not ask if you are tired. It only asks if you are useful. This is why rest can feel uncomfortable for high achievers. Not because they are stronger than everyone else, because they are often running from a harsher inner voice. Work gives that voice something to approve. Progress gives it evidence. Busy days keep it quiet. But rest removes the evidence. Suddenly there is nothing to show. No output. No proof. No visible reason to feel worthy. And that is the deeper fear. Maybe the guilt is not about time. Maybe it is about identity. Because if you are not producing, who are you allowed to be? If you are not improving, are you falling behind? If you are not useful, are you still enough? These questions rarely speak clearly. They become restlessness instead. They become scrolling with a tight chest. They become checking the clock during a break. They become feeling guilty for needing the very thing that keeps you alive. And this is where many people misunderstand themselves. They think the guilt proves they are lazy. But often, it proves they are scared. Scared of slowing down. Scared of being ordinary. Scared that one quiet hour will reveal a wasted life. But a rested person is not a failed person. A paused life is not an abandoned life. An empty afternoon is not evidence against you. Sometimes, the mind calls rest dangerous because it only trusts exhaustion. It believes pain means commitment. It believes depletion means devotion. It believes peace must be earned later, but later keeps moving. There is always another deadline, another version of yourself to chase, another person to compare against, another reason to postpone being human. So rest starts to feel like betrayal. But maybe rest is not betraying your future. Maybe it is protecting it. Maybe the version of you that succeeds is not the one that never stops. Maybe it is the one that learns when stopping is necessary. Because progress is not just movement. It is recovery, integration, patience, and return. A field cannot grow if it is never left alone. A mind cannot create if it is always defending itself. A body cannot carry a dream while being treated like an enemy. So when guilt appears during rest, listen carefully. It may not be telling you the truth. It may be showing you the rule you learned, the rule that said you had to earn peace. And maybe the next chapter begins when you stop obeying it. Not by giving up, because the part of you that wants to rest is not your weakest part. It may be the part still trying to keep you whole. It may be the part that knows burnout is not proof of devotion. It may be the quiet intelligence you ignored to survive. So the next time peace feels suspicious, pause. Ask whose voice is calling it laziness. Then let the silence answer more gently, but by finally letting rest become part of the work.